Hey guys, it's Miss Johnson, and I'm here to bring you our first notes for Unit 4. Notes 1 is on finding a greatest common factor. So that's what our learning target is today, is I can factor the greatest common factor. So up at the top of your notes page, we're just going to talk about a couple of review questions. This was back from Unit 3, what we just finished. And this is on multiplying a monomial by polynomial. So when we multiplied a monomial on the outside of a polynomial, we distributed it in and we multiplied it by all the terms. So we'd have 12x to the fourth minus 9x to the third plus 6x squared. And that would be our product of the monomial times the polynomial. Same thing in this one. We have 12x to the fourth, or fifth, I'm sorry, hello. 3 and 2 makes 5, so 12x to the fifth, and then minus 8x to the fourth, and minus 4x to the third, and that would be our polynomial after the multiplication. Now, here's the thing about factoring. Factoring is probably a new word for you, and that's going to be our entire unit in Unit 4. It's all on factoring. Factoring is the act of undoing multiplication. So we undo multiplication in a variety of ways, but the first way that we're going to learn, the way we're going to learn today, is by factoring out a GCF. Now, if you look at these original questions that we had, this right here is the greatest common factor of this polynomial. So what we're doing is undoing the multiplication that gave us this to get back to this original question. Okay, so this GCF is out front. So let's just talk about what that means. The greatest common factor is the largest factor that can be taken out or divided out of each term in a polynomial. So it has to be able to be divided out of each term in the polynomial. You can't take it out unless it's out of every term. So a term can only be factored out if it's in every term to begin with. So I have to, that's what makes it common. That's the C of GCF. It has to be in common between all of the terms. Now here's our steps for just factoring out the greatest common factor. We have to look at the two parts here. We've got coefficient parts and we also have variable parts. So the first thing is I'm going to find the largest number that goes into each coefficient. Find the largest number that goes into each coefficient. Then, after that, I'm going to find the largest number of each variable that's in each term. So find the biggest or the most number of variables you can take out of each term. After that, I divide that out. Those two things together make the GCF. The largest factor, the largest number that can be taken out, and the largest number of variables, that's your GCF. Then divide it out, and you're going to rewrite it with the new polynomial and multiplied by the GCF that you took out. So let's just take a look at some examples. In number 3, we have the polynomial 12a squared plus 16a. Okay, so we have 12a squared plus 16a. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the 12 and the 16. Those are my two coefficients. And think of the largest number that can go into both 12 and 16. And my largest number there is 4. Then I need to, so I'm going to be dividing both of these by 4. But then I also need to think about the variables. Here I have a squared, there I have a, and the largest variable that I can take out is 1a. I have 2 a's here, but I only have 1 there, so that's the largest that I can take out. So this is my GCF. GCF. My GCF here is 4a. So I'm dividing 4a out of both parts. I have 4a out in the front of whatever is left over, and then inside I put the leftovers. 12 divided by 4 is 3, a squared divided by a is a. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and a divided by a cancels. So I have 3 plus 4a left behind. This is my factored form. So we've undone the multiplication that got us here and came back down to factored form. That's what we call this here. You're going to hear a lot about factored form of polynomials in this whole factoring unit. Factored form, not forms. Okay, so let's take a look at number 4. In number 4, I have 14r to the third plus 6r squared minus 4r. So I look at the coefficients, 14, 6, and 4, negative 4 technically. The largest number that I can take out of all of them is 2. And notice, by the way, that I'm dividing all of them by 2. And the largest variable, I have r to the third, r squared, and r. The largest variable that I can take out is just that r to the first. So I have 1 r that can come out. And again, that's my GCF. My GCF is 2r. So 2r is out front now, and then behind it, I put what's left over after I do the division. 14 divided by 2 is 7. R to the third divided by r is r squared. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so plus 3. R squared over r is just r. And then negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And that's the factored form of my polynomial there. Let's flip over to the back of your notes and look at the next couple questions. In number 5, I have 5x plus 30y. So I want to look at what's the variable that I can take out of both and what's the coefficient that I can take out of both, or the factor, the numeric factor that I can take out of both. Well, from 5 and 30, I can divide both by 5. Okay, most of us are familiar with that. But if I look at the variables, this first term has an x and this second term has a y. I can't actually take a variable out of those because they're not the same. I can't do anything with that. So I can't take any variables out. My GCF is just 5. That's the only thing I'm going to have out front. Then behind the leftovers, 5x divided by 5 is just x. 30y divided by 5 is 6y. So I have 5 times the quantity, x plus 6y, and that's my factored form. Let's do one more example together. So I have 18c times d squared plus 12c squared d plus 9cd. So I'm looking at 2 variables in each term. So I'll start with the numbers, 18, 12, 9. The largest number that I can take out of all of those is 3. I can divide all of them by 3, but I can't divide all of them by anything else. So next, let's look at the variables. I have 2 variables to consider here. I have a c to the first, a c squared, and another c to the first. So I can divide all of these by c. Then I have a d squared, a d, and a d. I can divide these by d to the first. So that becomes my GCF, 3cd. So I have a 3cd out front. Then behind, I figure out what's left over. 18 divided by 3 is 6. C divided by C cancels. Those are going to go away. D squared over D is just D to the first. Then the middle term, 12 divided by 3 is 4. C squared divided by C leaves me with a C, but D over D goes away. And the last one, 9 divided by 3 is 3. C over C is gone, D over D is gone, so no variables there. That is my factored form. Great, we're going to go ahead and stop our video there for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll come back tomorrow to finish up your notes. Don't forget to take the Schoology quiz, and I will see you all tomorrow.